Today, for the first time ever, Marco's joining a group of gamekeepers on a grey squirrel cull.
We're trying to remove what is a nasty little furry friend from the woodland. They are vermin, but they're good vermin and they're nice to eat.
It's all very professional, isn't it? I suppose they take their squirrels seriously here. All dressed up in their gear, their little dogs, their long poles. When we go down to the woods today, we're in for a big surprise. So you're just flushing them out of their drays?
Yeah.
And then once they're on the run, then you shoot them with the shotguns?
That's right, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is a control exercise. What we want is dead squirrels.
It's like a squirrel's wedding, isn't it? All that confetti dropping down. No one at home. There's one in this tree somewhere.
With the squirrels proving elusive, Marco takes the initiative. But the furry rodents aren't going out without a fight.
It's got him on the nose, got him on the nose.
No, good boy. Leave it.
You have to watch out with squirrels because they've got very sharp teeth and they will bite you as he's now doing.
Yeah. Shall I see if I've got something in my car for you? Or...
I've got a first aid kit in there, it's fine.
You all right?
Yeah. It's only a flesh wound. Right, let's go and find the next one. There he is.
We eat venison, we eat rabbits, we eat hares. What's the difference with the squirrel?
It's a fairly decent one here.
And they've got to be culled, and now's a good time to cull them before they start breeding. These boys love their squirrels, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, when we first arrived, I just thought, this is madness. I don't know if I buy into this.
Go on. There he is. He's dead.
And then you get into it, and with the boys watching them work the poles, you just think, actually, this is a good morning out.
There he goes, Marco. Well done, Marco. Well shot.
Despite a decent morning's work, one question still remains.
Do we have enough squirrels for a pie, Mark? That's the question.
I think we've probably got ample.
Nearby, Marco and Mr. Ishii prepare to taste Mark's signature pie. But will it make it onto the shortlist for the feast?
Mr. Ishii, you are chief taster. Have you ever had squirrel before? You looking forward to it?
Yes.
No, you're not, are you, Mr. Ishii? I'll follow you, Mr. Ishii. If it tastes good, I'll follow you.
If we think of game, the reason why a lot of people don't enjoy game is because they weren't introduced to it as a child. And you know something? Game is truly free range. It's affordable, roasted well, or put in a pie, good proper old-fashioned short crust pastry. It is a delicious lunch.
And how good does that look? What do you think, Mr. Ishii? They were in the trees a few hours ago. Now they're in a pan. Would you like to see that?
Never thought about taste like this. It's like a chicken taste for me. Very
like chicken,
soft,
isn't it?
Yes.
There was shot in it. That's it, we've done the pie.
All the restaurants next week?
No, I don't know about that. There's only so much squirrel a man can eat, trust me, before he looks like a liar.
Although they've had an enjoyable day's shooting, unlike Mr. Ishii, it seems Marco's love of meat doesn't extend to squirrel.
It was very exciting shooting those squirrels, really exciting. Would I feed it to 300 people? No. I think 299 of them would turn their nose up to it.
But Marco is still keen to push his diner's palates.
I'm in a position where I can bully people and force them to maybe taste something for the very first time in their life.
He's travelled west to the 7 & Y smokery in Gloucestershire. His mission? to change people's views of an unusual fish.
Freshwater eels are one of my favourites. And years ago, even when I first came to London, there was lots of pine and eel stalls. And it's sad it's dying. The young don't eat eels anymore.
These are quite unique now, Marco. We're not going to find a lot of fish like these in UK waters anymore.
Well, the British record's about 14 pounds, isn't it? Which is a big eel.
I mean, if you look at this, the fish are full of fat. They're in fantastic condition at the moment for smoking. Eel, unfortunately, has the stigma of a slippery snake. Not enough people try it.
Automatically, you can see the fat content. You can see it's really good quality. I mean, that is exquisite, isn't it? I mean, that is top drawer. It doesn't come better. The people who know about eel really enjoy it. And I would seriously consider doing smoked eel for the Great British Feast. So, let's take some smoked eel. And some of them might push up their nose. Ooh. They can spit it out. That's what you can always do. That's your option. You don't have to swallow it. Smoked eel, in my opinion, is the finest of all smoked fish, especially when it comes from a very large eel like this one, because what you want is that fat content. So when it's smoked, it's still very succulent. I always think of my childhood, and I'm not saying we had smoked eel as a child, because we didn't, but we had potato salad. Potato salad and smoked fish works fantastically well. Just take a few Jersey rolls. All you have to do is, again, is slice them. You like a lot of mayonnaise, put a lot of mayonnaise in. If you don't like a lot of mayonnaise, don't put a lot in. It's your choice. You want just olive oil and vinegar, like I had at home as a child, then that's fine. So the next stage is to assemble our dish. If you can't afford eel, then get great quality mackerel. Watercress works fantastically well with fish. And it's fresh water like the eel. In Britain, we've been eating egg and cress for years. It just works fantastically well. You know, on a summer's day in the garden, it doesn't get any posher, does it? Just take a bit of pride in what you do. I mean, you know, every chef thinks he's Picasso, but this is not true. You can only sell a plate of food for so much. And it's gone like that.
Smoked eel has now joined potted shrimp on the shortlist of potential appetizers for the feast.
It's enormous.
But before he leaves Gloucestershire, owner Richard Cook wants him to savour another delicacy from the Severn River, provided by one of Britain's natural wonders. During the springtime, rare surge tides called the Severn Bore sweep up the river. And in April, it's not just humans who use the surf. Baby eels known as elvers complete a 2-year migration from the Sargasso Sea, straight into Richard's nets.
Alverin's in your blood. When the spring tides start to come, when the nights start to draw out, you just want to get the urge to go fishing.
As the sun sets, Marco joins Richard on the banks of the Severn to try and snaffle a few of the elvers for a midnight feast.
When's the tide coming up?
Probably due any time now.
Let me get a cigarette. Let me get a light, sorry.
Right.
Oh, it's fucking cold. I wouldn't do it for all the money in the fucking world, this. Oh, this dish is too cold.
Elvers are so rare and the season so short that restaurants are able to charge more than £1,500 a kilo.
Sorry.
All swimming.
Never had so many.
Here he is, look. Hello, Marco.
Hello
Marco.
there, how are you boys?
Good to see you.
God, it's cold, isn't it? I should have put my long johns on.
You'll see them warm up there. don't
Around
worry.
the campfire.
Yeah.
They're amazing, aren't they? Look at them.
Yeah.
Digging for gold.
It is digging for gold. And it is
is
a
gold.
little like that.
White gold, yeah.
It is. They call it white gold.
Yeah.
No, that's very good. Cheers. Lovely to be here with you.
Cheers.
And how long will you fish tonight?
Fish all night.
Yeah, it's about 4 o'clock.
And what does the wife think of that?
She don't mind.
It's a great excuse, isn't it, if you've got a mistress? Oh, I'm just going eeling.
Marco joins the boys for a traditional Gloucestershire breakfast.
No, there's a lot, you know.
So when you're ready.
I'm ready, chef.
Oh, look at them.
Of live elvers, egg, bacon and cider.
You'd make a great